Go YouTube, Big Mike without further ado retro, and this is a celebration video because we've hit 100 subs. Cheers. Right, right YouTube, it's the infamous chair. Yeah, just sort of do a little celebration video. We've hit 100 subs thanks to quite a few people, to be honest. So we thought we'd do the celebration, and there is a couple of pickups. So obviously Operation Warsaw has been in full effect. We had a week, the other week I'd done around £70 worth of sales, which was a bit of a bad week. I didn't put on particularly, it was a lot of my loose Spectrum stuff, so just disc only stuff. So it wasn't anything major, big titles or anything. So £70 was okay, but I really sort of want to be hitting like 100 plus every week if I can. So raise money for Warsaw, a revival, obviously, and that week we had a bit of a nightmare because something came up and we had to buy it, didn't we? So without further ado, on our 100 subs show, I'll just show you a couple of pickups. There's not many, but there's one absolute belter in it. And like I say, it's broke my heart a little bit to sell some of the stuff I sold this week. We'll talk to you about this week in a moment. But the big pickup here certainly makes up for it quite a bit, to be honest. So, right, so we'll just show you a couple of things that we picked up over the weeks. Obviously, we're not trying to pick up if we can, but when you see things nice and nice condition, cheap enough, you can't let them go by, really. Right, the first one is Triad Volume 3, just Speedball, Blood Money, and Rocket Ranger. The condition of this is absolutely awesome. There is some slight denting on the back, unfortunately. It has taken, like, it's sort of dented and greased in there. But other than that, the condition is impeccable. I actually do have Speedball and Blood Money, but I don't have Rocket Ranger. Unfortunately, when I open this one, I probably didn't read the advert right, because Speedball is actually missing from this one. But everything else is all in there. Condition's lovely. And we picked this up for a £5. So, you know, I was just picking it up because it was really nice condition. And I thought, well, I've got Speedball and Blood Money, but I don't have Rocket Ranger. I like them all on big box. But when you see stuff like this in this condition for £5, it's a no-brainer. You've got to pick it up. The collector in me won't let that go for £5. I had to pick it up. Right, and next one I've got a feeling this was between £5 and £7. It might have been, about between £5 and £7. I actually have this one, but this one again is in lovely condition. It's a lot better condition than the one I had. It looks a little bit rough on camera here, but it's not. It's really nice. For £5 to £7, this is certainly better than the one I have, and the one I have will be going back up for sale. So. Like I say, Smash TV, I don't know how good it is on the Amiga. It's a great game on the Super Nintendo and on the arcade. But it is a great game. It's a lovely, lovely box. It's really nice artwork, really colourful. Certainly stands out. And that is Smash TV. So, yeah, really pleased to get that. Between £5 and £7 again. So that's £12 spending. And like I say, we made £70 on this particular week. And the now for the one that sort of really sort of spent any money that we made that week. Looking through stuff, I'm a bit annoyed. I had a £70 week, you know. So I was like, oh, you know, by the time I do postage and costs and things, have you made any money? But then this came up, and like I say, I've sold a few things this week. This sort of, it's been hard to let go, like North and South. You know, it was a fantastic, great game. Absolutely tremendous feat on the Spectrum. And, you know, they managed to get the Spectrum to run that game is absolutely incredible. Go back and have a look at my video if you haven't seen it. Really, really incredible. It's not available on tape. It was only on disc only. You can see that because the, you know, where you use both sides of the disc, you know, the tape loading would just be mad. But, yeah, so I was a bit gutted to let that go this week and a few other nice pieces. But last week, I got this, and what Cine Steve, like Cine Steve says, he doesn't have any games that he doesn't want to play, and I think I had a lot of sort of stuff. For me, North and South is, I grew up playing North and South on the Amiga. I would have loved to have kept all of it on the Spectrum, but I really want to go to Warsaw. I'm looking more to going to Warsaw and joining up with all the lads and having a great time, and having a game sat on my shelf going, oh look, I've got this game sat on my shelf. I'd rather have memories in the memory bank in my old brain, and of good times than something sat on the shelf which could have turned into a good time. So, without further ado, here we go. Game that I picked up. I found this in Spain. I think it's Spain or Italy. I'm pretty sure it's Spain, but it is Renegade on +3 disc. This is absolutely incredible. I've yet to test it, so it might be an expensive paperweight at the moment. But I love Renegade. So now I've got Renegade and Target Renegade. I would get Renegade 3 if it came up, but Renegade 3 is crap, isn't it? But I would just get it to complete the trilogy. It's Bob Waitland artwork there, absolutely fantastic. I never thought I'd find this. I do have it on a compilation disc, but it's not the same as having the big box original, is it? So this looks clean enough. The disc is looks pretty clean, so I'd imagine it's going to work. Probably a bit. I'll give it a clean and that before I put it in the machine, because guys said it did say in the advert, I couldn't really read the advert, it was in foreign. But yeah, I don't think there's no guarantee it worked. Then you got obviously the paperwork here. But yeah, I can't believe I picked this up on disc. Really, really, I'm blown away by it. I'm interested to see, as this is the +3 release, I've got it on a compilation, and like I say, on the compilation, I've never had the music on the +3 version. I think it's because they changed the here's the paperwork here, look. And that's pretty cool, showing the moves and that, and that's really cool and really interesting, and really cool there. I'm really sort of interested to see if this, because it's a Spectrum +3 disc version, if it has the music that it has on the 128K Spectrum and on the Grey +2. Now, I know on the Grey +2 and the 128K Spectrum, they had a different sound chip, and when they changed to the Black +2A, there's many revisions of the Black +2A, I believe, and the +3, which has the same board, I believe. They didn't. They changed the sound chip. That might be why it's trying to play for a chip that isn't there or something. I don't know. I'm not. My knowledge of the iterations of Spectrum isn't very good. All I know is Renegade on any Black Spectrum +2A or my +3, but I've only played it off tape or off the compilation, doesn't have the music. It has the moves, because the 48K version is shy of some moves as well. I don't think you can pin people down and punch them on the floor. But yeah, it has the 128K sounds, has the music on the menu, but as soon as you start to play a game, the music isn't there. There's music on every level on the Grey +2 and on the 128K, the old Sinclair ones. But on the very last level, the music plays on the boss level, the very last boss. But if you die, then the music's gone again. So I'm really interested to just see. So, but here's another thing I just want to show you, the games that were available. Now, I've got Rastan, but I don't have the cover, and I'd love Grisel, which is obviously Contra or Probotector in the UK, but initially it was called Grisel for some reason in the UK. It's old Arnie and Sly, pretty much, isn't it? And I've never seen that game before. I've never seen or heard of that. But I'd really like to get the cover for Rastan and Grisel. So it's got a little bit of a fold in this. As you can see it on the light, it's folded. It's a fold there. So it's folded on all three. I might try and iron this, just try and get that fold out. I might just leave it. It's not too bad. That I've managed to pick this up is the absolute brilliant thing. This now is the most expensive Spectrum game I've ever bought. This actually cost me somewhere between £45 and £48, I think, because I had to import it from Spain. Obviously, you buy it in euros and you lose a percentage in your, by importing it, and using PayPal they charge you a fee. So, but that is Renegade. Right now, which, like I say, we're at 100 subscribers in our first year, which is incredible. If you look at my channel, I think I've been actually making videos for about 8-9 months, I think, properly. I did have a Resident Evil 4 gameplay on my PS4 that I'd done somehow. And I've never been able to do another one since, but I saved that. It was pretty cool. It's a good little playthrough of me taking out the old chainsaw guy. That's the first ever video that was on this channel, but it wasn't called this channel then. It wasn't Without Further Ado. It was just my thing, and then when I've updated it, it's called Without Further Ado now. So the video started really after a couple of Blackpools ago. Yeah, 2 Blackpools, I think. And, the guys sort of said, you ought to have your own channel. 2E UK and that, said, why don't you start your own channel? You've got a lot of knowledge on games, and you know your stuff, and why don't you do it? And initially I started out like now, behind the camera. I don't mind putting a camera at me at the beginning of videos and that, but I find it very difficult to hold a camera and talk to it. I find that quite weird. When it's pointing away from me, I find it easier to talk. I don't know if I set up a tripod. So another thing I'm going to be doing to get a few different cameras, so I don't have to move my phone about all the time, trying to get different angles. I'll have 2 or 3 cameras set up in here, so one for gameplay footage, one for doing the intros or whatever, and one for, the pickups. So that's another thing. I might get a camera before we go to Wassal, because the last time I ran out of battery and memory really quickly, and I got a feeling it's going to be a wild weekend, and I don't think some of the stuff might not be suitable for camera. I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to be absolutely manic. We're going to blow the bloody doors off, I know that. So, right, I've got my little list here. I just thought I'd go through some people to thank. In no particular order. I've sort of done a little bit of an order, but everyone is just appreciated just as much. I suppose the first person I really ought to thank is my mate Marcus, because without me mate Marcus, I don't drive, and Marcus basically drives me to most events. He comes along himself, but he didn't really have an interest in games before being my friend, and now he's got quite a nice collection of his own. He comes to all these events with me and drives me to these events, and he's me wingman, really. So without Marcus, without further ado, wouldn't be on the channel, and we certainly wouldn't be able to get to the events and that. So thanks very much, Marcus. Marcus's landlady, lovely lady, Michelle, and good old Red, trusty Red the dog. So thanks very much, Marcus, Michelle, and Red. First YouTuber who encouraged me to start my channel is Mr. Stu, the one and only Mr. Tutti UK. Absolutely legend of a chap. We've known each other for a few years now. Done a few deals with each other. I've swapped and sold and traded with him. Really good guy. Really sort of what AJ does for British boxing, I think UK does for the UK YouTube community. He really is the pillar of the community. He gets everyone together. He's a really genuine, nice guy, nice family guy, and really cool geezer. Really sounding real fun. He's a really good bloke, and he tells it as it is, like I try my best to. I mean, the only difference with me is there's a filter on. I try and mind my P's and Q's when I'm on my channel, but maybe in real life, after a few beers, that filter will come down, unfortunately. So be warned, pre-warned. Some of you have met me in Blackpool. No, I was pretty reserved then, but I think all barriers are coming down at Warsaw. It's going to be bad. So the guy that's really sort of took me over, give me that push, and he's given me 2 shout-outs on his channel, is the legendary Tony, Silver Retro Collector, or Silver Electronic Collector, I'm not sure. Sorry, Tone. You mispronounced mine on this one, to be honest, but it's because of you that we've tipped over the 100. Yeah, straight away, I think Tony gave me a shout out. I was quite surprised actually. I was watching his videos, and he mentioned that he watched my stuff, and I played on real hardware, and he was impressed with I'd done Will It Won't It, and just tried different new sort of things that people hadn't done before. And Will It Won't It wasn't so successful, but I have seen other channels using a similar format called something else that's took off quite well. But nah, if someone else can make it work, let them roll with it. It's not about copyright or anything like that, is it? You know, it's about having a good time, where everyone on the same page and all having a good time and talking about the same sort of things. So thank you very much, Tony. Like I say, the first shout out you gave me, I think I was on about 30 subscribers, and you probably pushed me somewhere between 50 and 70, I think, then. And you've just given me a shout out this week in another video, and I've got those extra 3 subscribers which I know have come from your shout out, definitely, and I've spent a few more to come over as well. So thank you very much, Tony. Absolute gent. I hope you're coming to Revival, because it'd be good to see you again. Right. One of our original subscribers, probably number 2 after Tootie, which is our man Todd, the man on the scene. Todd started out as me, my accounts manager at my bank, and then I started getting him. He's very much into his new games, so I would get him games. He would do trades with me. I'd take the trades off him, give him a trade price, and get him new games. We actually first interaction we done is I took him and got an Xbox One for him on my credit, and gave him a 20% discount on the store price. So he used my credit, I give him a 20% discount. He's got the receipt and guarantee and everything, and we've been friends ever since. He's been a supporter with the channel from day one. He's actually starred on my channel. He's the only other people that starred on my channel. It's really annoying because he done a great unboxing video on Destiny 2, and I've got a feeling it was because at the time the YouTube algorithm was stopping anything Destiny, anything guns, anything violence, and the video just hit that, and the video only got 9 views, and he put a lot of time and effort into that video, and it's a great video. So if you want to go back and look at it, I think there was a problem where he filmed at a certain angle, and I don't have the savvy or know-how of how to flip the angles around, so it might be on the wrong angle. But if you want to see what the highest edition of Destiny looks like, I think it's the first Destiny. I don't think it's Destiny 2. It might be Destiny 2, actually. But a great video, really in-depth, shows everything there. Todd is a great guy. He's really, really cool geezer. And he's always subscribed to the channel, and he's always commented. We've always been friends ever since we met. He's a really cool geezer. And so that's Todd. Thanks very much, Todd, our man on the scene. Next, I would say, well, there's so many names I have to thank. So if in no particular order, but I would say probably Cinny Steve. Become good friends with Cinny Steve. Haven't met in person, talked a little bit on the phone, and mainly on WhatsApp and that. And I chuck Steve a few deals. Steve sorts me out, if I want to buy stuff off him. But again, a legendary guy. He knows his stuff. He's into all the top quality pictures, and if with all this stuff that he's trying to talk me into getting, I'd love to have the setups like he's got. Don't get me wrong. But, you could just spend some money just on leads alone to plug it up to your TV and RGB modding and everything, But yeah, Steve really knows his stuff, and he's on the pulse. He's already ordered one of those PC Engine things that emulates the CD and the super chip and all that. So you just got the basic PC Engine unit and this plug-in, and then you've got all the CD games and the super CD games and everything all on this one unit, and the RGB mod as well, which is I think £300 odd, I think. But I might go down that route myself, because PC Engine is something probably the next avenue of collecting, or maybe Atari Jaguar with the first person shooters. I'm not sure. So there's not much on the Atari Jaguar, because it's not that good a machine really, but it's worth a look for the Wolfenstein 3D, Alien versus Predator, and Doom, obviously. There's a lot of people say that Doom is the definitive version of Doom. Is actually made by John Carmack, isn't it? So I'd like to get one of those for that alone. But PC Engine is certainly something I'd be looking into as well, of getting. So that is Cinny Steve, absolutely a cracking fella. He's got real nice, some lovely pieces. He's absolutely brilliant. I really want to see Cinny Steve's Amiga collection, because this guy's got some Amiga stuff. Me and him this year have been buying Amiga bundles and things, and doing really well with it. So yeah, that's Cinny Steve, absolutely top fella. If you haven't seen his channel, go and have a look at his channel. Look at some of the stuff he's got. Yeah. I aspire to have some of the stuff that Steve's got. He's got. I said with the arcades, I don't have an arcade. I long to the day I have an arcade. but for me, it is still the dream. So, another guy, we haven't really met much, but we talk a lot in my comments section because it's the only way we're communicating with each other at the moment, which actually, as we increases, we're around the same age as well, and just so many of the same interests and everything, which is old school variety face. I feel like he's my brother from another mother. He's class, absolute class, as me and Stitches with all of his videos, but we just, I don't know, just hit it off, and he just seems like a really cool guy, same age as me, into all the same sort of things, and just same sort of sense of humour as well, but a bit warped and a bit twisted, but you know, a funny sense of humour, or a sick sort of funny sense of humour maybe. But yeah, we definitely appreciate the same sort of things. So old school variety face, cannot wait to meet you, mate. I think it's going to be such a good time at Warsaw. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. I cannot wait. And following in closely after that is another guy I'd like to meet, which we haven't really talked too much. We've had a few chats and comments and that, but we certainly share a lot of same passions when it comes to retro collecting, which is Burnout Culture. I think I'd really like to meet you, mate. Hopefully you'll make the Warsaw. And yeah, he's a really cool guy. You can see he's got the same passion that I feel towards my retro collecting, and the same things like the Specky and how it's like the arcade stuff. He's, you know, Spectrum versus Arcade, his series inspired me to get my Spectrum stuff out and start showing a few pieces that I have, and you know, really enjoyed that Burnt Out Culture. Another channel I'm really enjoying, which is Mr. Bad's, Paul, another absolute gentleman, real nice guy. His collection is unbelievable. I don't think there's much. I'm always shocked when he turns around and says, "Oh, I'm after that, Mike," because he's pretty much got everything that I want and in mint condition. But it's very rare you'll see something that Paul doesn't have. Mr. Bad, he seems a gentleman. Doesn't live too far away from me, so I'm hoping that he will be coming to Warsaw. He did ask if I was going, and I said yeah. I asked if he was going. I'm not sure if he thinks he's going yet or not, but it would be a pleasure to meet you, Paul. And I hope you manage to make it, mate. So, yeah, it'd be really cool. Mr. Baz, check his channel out. Really cool. The guy is like Neo when it comes to playing games. He sees all the noughts and ones. I only knew he's human after watching him play Pang. You know, he nearly completed Agony on the Amiga in just a life, I think. And I was like, blooming hell. You know, I probably still can't get that far past the first level now, like 15-20 years later, you know. But yeah, Paul's a really nice guy, absolutely real nice, real good channel, really cool guy. So right, let's have a look. The first ever YouTuber actually met at an event, I think it was about 5, possibly 6 years ago. I'm not 100% sure. I'm really annoyed because I can't find my picture, because I was like a bit like a newbie type person. Then I was like, and it was Matt, Soulfront Retro, and I went over to him and said, "Oh, you know, mate, you're Soulfront Retro," and he's like, yeah. I was like, "Can I have a picture with you?" And he's like, "Yeah, no problem." Like, and he was like, sort of, you know, what's going on here, sort of thing. Really, I said, "Well, I'm the first person who's ever sort of asked you to have a picture, recognised you," and that. He was like, "Yeah, I think so." Like, I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, I watch your channel all the time and that. And he was a really cool guy, really cool, very accommodating, really cool. He's just been on Nintendo, Alex Nintendo Arcades channel, Room Tour. That guy, he's got it all set up, all lovely. Everything's accessible, everything's organised. Mine, I feel like I'm Del Boy living in amongst a jumble sale half the time. Is, you know, but I long to have a setup like all these guys. You know, Silly Steve's got all his stuff, or had all his stuff. He's rearranging it all at the moment, but had it all organised and accessible. After time with myself, I know I own something, but whether I can find it or not is another matter. You know, but yeah, he's Matt Soulfront Retro does the pixel prints, and I might pick up a couple of those. The one that Alex got off of him, the Street Fighter pixel print, is really a thing of beauty. So I might get one of those at this event, depending on how much they are. But he's very reasonable apparently. So, but the artwork is second, and he really does a nice job. should thank my mate Jake, really. My mate Jake, we've known each other since school. Real good guy. He's helped me out a lot in hard times, and I'd like to think vice versa. If I've ever been able to help him out, I have. He's my guy with the tech. He's if I need things fixing, Jake is the man. And I think he longs to think, well, bloody hell, mate, why don't you learn how to fix this stuff yourself? But no, he's good as gold. He's a very, very dear friend. And it's strange, isn't it? When you go to school, you think you and your mates are going to all stick together. And Jake and probably a good friend of mine, Jenna, is another person who is basically probably the only two people I see from school. But we've all made the effort to keep in touch with each other, and and we will do for many, many more years. So unlucky Jake is stuck with me, mate. Right, so who else we got here? Let's have a look. Like I say, Pete on a retro tip, really nice guy. Met him at Blackpool. Really, really cool, down to earth guy. Real good fun, real good laugh, real just honest, genuine guy. Really cool. If you haven't seen Pete's channel, go and check it out. You'll have seen Pete's channel. It's a pretty big channel nowadays. Like I say, Alex Nintendo Arcade, fantastic channel. I've been watching his for years. He's seen a few of my videos and commented and things, which I'm quite pleased with. So I like a lot of Alex's videos and what he does, and goes around and looks at people's collections and that, and arcades and things, and really some real nice. Some really good videos, and the guy, with the Sky Skipper, that took him to America and all sorts of stuff. Really, really cool. If you haven't seen his channel, what are you doing watching mine? Stop this video and get in and see his. That's how a proper channel's done. And you to go on from Alex, you got to go on, I suppose, to Retro Dave Nintendo, another cool guy. I used to get the two channels mixed up, or I used to get a bit flustered, but they're both Nintendo oriented, and they both have a love for Nintendo, and I believe they're both quite close friends now. So Retro Dave Nintendo, he's just done his room out again. He's now getting more into the arcade stuff. I think he's sort of selling a lot of his sort of like 8-bit stuff and things like that, maybe, and moving on to the cabs, which is really, really cool. He's picked up a couple of nice cabs and he's reconditioned them. But also Retro Dave Nintendo, he's also into the Dreamscapes. And I sort of mentioned to him, I said, oh yeah, I was into Dreamscape, I like this set. And he's like, no, that's my favourite set as well. So he's a really nice guy, and he had some really awesome collections. Like I say, for SNES collecting and that, I think Alex Nintendo Arcade and Retro Dave Nintendo, those are two of the top guys, I think, in the UK for collecting and condition. I aspire to get a collection like theirs. Their stuff is really, really cool, really, really nice. I've enjoyed watching their videos for many years. Shout out to Chris and Gav, the Retro Heads, couple of top lads. There's absolutely, so what you see is what you get. You see on their channel, they're exactly like that in real life. They're like two peas in a pod. They work together, they game together, they hang out together. They're really, really, really cool. Real good blokes, real top guys. Chris Novabug, I've watched him for many, many years. Real nice guy, really intelligent guy as well. He knows his stuff. He started chatting about 8-bit computers, and I think he lost me in about 2 minutes. So, but he's not big-headed with it. He actually knows his stuff, and he really is intelligent. And he's a really nice and cool, genuine guy as well. Cyber Snake J, another really cool, really nice guy. He's got some awesome pieces, some real big models and things like that. It's absolutely incredible work. Japanese PS2, awesome stuff. Really nice guy though as well. Matt Metropolis, really cool. I like his the gaming sort of things that he does. I'll watch more about him, the stuff when he was. He really enjoys when he was a child, and the childhood memories and the things he was into, the toys he was into and things like that. He's really got a passion for all of that, and I quite like that about his channel when he talks about being Christmas and he goes out walking in the snow and things. I a lot of adults get disheartened with life, don't they? And they sort of think, ugh, you know, but he's still like, oh, you know, oh, wicked, it's Christmas, it's snowing, and remember this time, remember that time, and it's really sort of uplifting and really nice. So, Matt Metropolis, it's always a pleasure to watch your channel, mate. And, like I say, there's Welsh Mark. I don't know what your channel's called at the minute, Mark. He's another nice guy. Met at Blackpool. I met him a couple of times, I think, actually. And it's a guy when he's Ed's Retro Geek Out. Ed is a really nice guy. He's in Belgium. He's a really cool guy. He does a lot of Game Boy collecting. He does a lot of the sort of fairs in Belgium and that, going to all the toy fairs and the game fairs. Really, really cool guy. His channel's grown from strength to strength. And that's what I mean. There's too many people to thank here. It's nearly forgot. And the Legendary channel, I've watched it so much as well. And probably as much as I watched Tootie as well. And he's just as nice a guy, which is Daz, Cajonas de Loro. I think is the correct pronunciation. You get people called Co Jones Deloro, or I think it's Cajonas Deloro, and it's Golden Balls, I think, or Ball Golden or something like that, which just translates to. But yeah, Daz is a really nice guy, really genuine. He's had some fantastic stuff. He's collecting the Mega Drive, Japanese Mega Drive again, I think. What that guy knows about Japanese Mega Drive shooters, I'd like to pick his brains, because he knows the Japanese shooters. That's what I'd like to get into as well, as the Japanese shooters on the Mega Drive. I've got my Mega Drive collection. I would say is nearly complete now for UK stuff, but there's a lot of Japanese stuff I don't know about and I want to know about, and there's some American stuff as well. So. Right, it's a job to try and remember everyone. I've cheated a little bit. I've gone through the channels I watch and that. You probably picked up most of the stuff's in alphabetical order. But yeah, I feel I have to thank these channels. I expect some of them don't even watch me, to be honest, but I've watched their stuff. And by watching their stuff, it inspires me to do stuff and make stuff. And like I say, it's such a great community. But well, the last, but by no means least, guys, is the Lawn Boy 1975, a fellow Bristolian Dave, the home of Dave. Stellar fella, real cool geezer from Bristol, same as myself. I haven't met Dave yet. I hope to meet Dave at some events in the future. I don't think he's going to Walsall. I hope he is. It'd be nice to see him. But I've got a feeling he's going to make the effort to go to the Bristol event that's coming up. So, another couple of cool guys. The guys over at Let's Talk Retro. They are really cool guys. They've really put together a really nice show. And they've sort of like a professional sort of show they're putting together, and all of their stuff is really cool that they put together. These guys, they really work hard to put a good show on, and now they've actually packaged it into a show. They've brought the first episode out. I think they might be doing a show a month. I think they'll probably be doing other stuff as well. But yeah, they do a really good show. Really nice couple of guys. They done a games hunt in Bristol, and I sort of messaged them and said, "Like, you want to check these shops next time, lads?" And they're really cool blokes, so it'd be nice to meet them as well at some point. They've also got their own website. I believe they sell like the Nintendo signs and Sega signs and things like that, the neon ones that light up. But yeah, they do product reviews. They review Retro Gamer magazine issues and things like that. So. And so yeah, another guys, another. So that's Let's Talk Retro. If you haven't seen them, check them out. No tea, no crumpets, just games. Great name for a channel, very British. Which is the main culprits in this really are Cliff and Tony. I don't know if they watch my stuff. I love watching their stuff. It's Cliff and Tony. It's two mates, two muckers. Do you know what I mean? And Chris as well. And there's another fella that's in it. I'm sorry, my friend, I forget your name, because you're not in it that often, that's what it is. I'm sure there's a few extras, actually. They actually know, not Nostalgia Nerd, the other guy. They know Ashens, yeah, they go toy hunting sometimes with Ashens. But, yeah, Cliff, Tony and Chris. I tell you what, if you want to see some... Their Christmas video does it for me. These guys, they are really our best friends, and they spend. I think they spend more money than most people spend on their kids on each other. Like, you know, I swear they must spend about £500 each on each other over the Christmas. They really do get some. Those boys must really look forward to Christmas still in their 30s and 40s, you know, so because they get each other some awesome gifts. They really do. Check out their Christmas out. You'll see what I mean if you go back and look at their Christmas stuff. But they also do really cool vids, generally chatting about what they've picked up. Sometimes I go game hunting, and I actually like the way Cliff films in store, because you can actually pause the videos and look what the store's got. A lot of people film too quickly, so you can't really see what they got in the shop, even though they're trying their best. It's not slow enough, you know, but Cliff's very good at filming. I think it's Cliff that films the in the shops, but very good at that, Cliff. I always use your video to refer to what the shop has. So there's Cliff and Tony and Chris. No tea, no crumpets, just games. Fantastic channel. Hasn't done too many videos recently. I've yet to meet him as well, but it's another great channel, which is Mr. Rich Turner. He's got a fantastic game room. He's into all sorts of collecting the toys, the retro games. He has a 18-wheeler stand-up arcade. He's got a specialised game room. Really nice guy. Big friends with Tootie UK and many of the other lads as well. Now, a guy that's MIA, apparently he's okay, he's fine. But rest assured he's okay. He just hasn't had that many pickups. But I certainly miss him on the tubes, which is Rich King Retro. Really miss Rich's laugh and, you know, the way the pickups and all that, and his stories. Waving plastic axes around at the car boot sale, crazy women going off and sitting on the floor in protest, and the way it's the way he tells it as well. Like, you know, he's really enthusiastic, really upbeat, and just a real cool guy. And when you meet him, like you say, he's the same when you meet him. He's just as how he is on the camera. And I remember many years ago, I think when I first met them and all that was. Toilet Gate, wasn't it, at Blackpool? So yeah, he's a really cool guy, Rich King Retro. Really hope to see him at some future events. Shock 16, old Shocks, great guy, really cool guy, really nice. Pete Snestastic, he's not really doing too much of the old retro collecting anymore, but he's still got a channel, and he's a nice guy, Pete, down in Weston. Weston's a cool place as well. I've lived at Weston at one point. And I think Super Quintendo, Craig, really lovely, genuine guy. And he started to do a few more videos and that. And so yeah, those are all the sort of people I want to thank. And, you know, without their videos, I wouldn't be making videos. And without their shout outs and help and encouragement, then I wouldn't have done and made this channel. I don't know if that's any help to any of you or anything, but yeah, if you've got a passion about games and you want to make a channel out, give it a go. Like, you know what I mean? It really, you know, some people may look at my channel, oh, I only got 100 subs, whatever. To me, I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy talking about the games. I'm very passionate about the games and gaming, the way you think gaming is going. You know, and the best part of it is the community. Everyone is so nice. Everyone is really cool. Everyone's so glad that you get to these events, and we all have such a good time. You know, we probably get a bit worse for wear and a few sheets to the wind and all that. But yeah, I've really this year. I think now I've gone to the mindset of we'll come on to this now. Actually, it's gone to the mindset of if I've got things on my shelf that I'm not necessarily going to play, but it's like, you know, just titles. There's money tied up in these titles, but I'm not going to play them, or I don't intend on playing them. I've just got them because I didn't have them. Then I think, like Cindy Steve said, I'm going to sell what I'm not going to play. You know, if I've got stuff on my sheet, oh, that's a big title, but, you know, I've got no interest in playing it, then it'll be going for sale. I shall certainly be taking a lot of stuff to Wassal to sell, so there'll be all sorts of stuff, some rare PS2 stuff, Xbox stuff, PS1 stuff. Dreamcast stuff, loads of stuff. I'm just going to go through whatever I don't list and sell on eBay on the up and coming weeks. I'll probably bring a couple of boxes, and you guys can have a look through there, and we'll work out a price or a trade or whatever. You know, my prices are going to be fair. They'll be below what the rate is anyway. You know, I always work out a good deal with everyone because that's the way it works, isn't it? You know, we look after each other. We don't rip each other off. We look after each other. We sort each other out deals. That way the games stay in the community, and they also go to homes that appreciate them, that aren't just getting them to make a profit on them, like, you know. So that's that. Operation Wassal is in full effect. We had a fantastic week on the selling this week. I'll try and insert pictures if I can, because I believe I do have some pictures. I managed to sell... Well, the total for the week that we sold this week is I sold £375, all on Spectrum Plus 3 games. My North and South fetched, it went to 155 in total, so it didn't reach anywhere near that one that was sold 5 weeks before, which was untested, and I thought my advert was a lot better. Obviously, those bidders weren't involved this time. But to be honest, I was happy. I paid £40 for it 6 months ago. I sold it for 155. By the time the guy who bought it was in Poland, so I had to send it to Poland. He did say I'll put postage on. I said, look, not being funny, you paid strong money on it anyway. I'll cover your postage. It cost between £10-12 to post to Poland, insured and tracked and everything. So, you know, he got a good game. He got it for a good price. Yeah, so 375 for the whole week, and North and South went for 155. SimCity only went for about 25, I think. But all in all, a good week, £375. You know, probably minus fees and everything and postage and everything. You're probably lucky to come like 320, something like that. So it's all money that's gone into the Wassal Fund. We're pretty much we're going. No matter what, we are going. I've booked the tickets now. I've booked the hotel. You know, so we're going basically, and I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be doing eBay sales now from now till then, and like I say, when I go up there, I'll have a load of trades and games to sell or swap or whatever with the guys, and we'll take it from there. Well, like I say as well, thanks to all my subscribers, 100 of you now. Probably by the time I finish making this video, I'll drop below 100 again. But no, thanks to each and everyone who's helped me along. Thanks to the people that the subscribers that talk in my comment section. Even if it's negativity, it doesn't really bother me. Like I think I had like about four. I can't remember. It's like it might be 4,000 minutes viewing, or it might be 4,000 views. I'm not sure. No, it probably wouldn't be 4,000 views, to be honest. Yes, probably 4,000 minutes of viewing before we had our first negative comment and a thumbs down. And I almost did bite, and I always said to the person, "Oh, you know, well done. You know, so many views, and this, all you've brought to the table was negativity." But I wasn't even sure if the person was being negative. It could have been that they weren't necessarily English, and they might have been. They are basically always asking how old I was, and I want that games or something. And I was like, I took it as they were saying, "Oh, I'm like a kid, and I want all the games and that." But they might not have been saying that. They might have said, "Well, how old are you?" I was like, how old am I? I'm 38 years old, and yeah, I enjoy collecting games. So I'm not hurting anyone, not hurting myself, and you know, it does something for me. It makes me happy. It reminds me of great times. It's a great community. You could be doing a lot worse things in life. Not upsetting anyone, and hopefully bringing a bit of joy maybe to some people watching the vids and seeing. So I don't know, but you know, start trying to see positive. So even that, I thought that might not be someone being negative. It might just be someone that's English isn't particularly good, and they might just generally be asking how old I was, and you know, and they wanted the games I had or something. I don't know. So I took it as a non-negative anyway. There was a thumbs down. We've only had one thumbs down in the whole time we've been doing it. But all feedback is feedback, isn't it? Like I say, without feedback, we don't know if people like things or if they don't like things. And I think I think, you know, myself, I try and say a positive person. If things are negative and down, and if you get down and negative, and you know, negativity breeds negativity, in my opinion. If you stay positive and happy and try and, no matter what life throws at you, keep going on and keep plodding on and keep going forward, and then hopefully you'll come out the other side better for it, like, you know. So, well, that's enough of me going on and waffling on, as Daz would say, the waffleage. But yeah, like, comment, share, and subscribe YouTube. Thanks for the 100 subscribers. We're now on the road to 200, and we'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Cheers.